Alright, this book is for Emma and Jackson. It's called I Love You, Stinky Face. I love you, my wonderful child, said Dad as he tucked me in, but I had a question. Dad, what if I were a big, scary ape? Would you still love me then? If you were a big, scary ape, I would comb your whole hairy self to make sure you didn't have any tangles. And I would make sure your birthday cake was made out of bananas, and I would tell you, I love you, my big, scary ape.
It's stinky face.
But Dad, what if I were a super smelly skunk? And I smelled so bad that my name was... what?
It's
Stinky Face.
stinky face.
Then I would give you a bath and sprinkle you with sweet-smelling powder. And if you smell bad, I wouldn't mind, and I would hug you tight and whisper in your ear, I love you, Stinky Face.
Stinky face is not in there.
But Dad, what if I were an alligator with big sharp teeth that could bite your head off?
Yeah.
Then I would buy you a bigger toothbrush for your big teeth and make sure you brushed them every night, and I would say, shh, and they would stay healthy and strong. And if you had a sore throat, I would stick my head right inside your enormous jaws to make sure you were okay, and I would say, I love you, my ferocious alligator.
I want to.
But Dad, what if I were a terrible meat-eating dinosaur with razor-sharp claws that ripped my sheets to shreds every night while I slept? Then I would give you plenty of meat to eat, if that's what you liked, and I would sew your sheets back together every day, because after all, ripping them would be an accident.
That's a dinosaur.
Yeah, I don't know how to sew either.
Yeah.
And I would tuck you into your newly mended sheets every night and say, I love you, my sweet little terrible dinosaur. But Dad, what if I were a swamp creature with smelly, slimy seaweed hanging from my body, and I couldn't ever leave the swamp or I would die? Then I would build a house right next to the swamp, and I would stay with you and take care of you always. And when you splashed the surface, I would say, I love you, my slimy little swamp monster.
No, Daddy, you're mean.
But Dad, what if I were a green alien?
Yeah.
From Mars, and I ate bugs instead of peanut butter? Nobody likes bugs over peanut butter.
What?
Then I would dress you in colors that showed off your nice green skin. And I would pack your lunchbox with beetles and spiders and ants and grasshoppers and tastiest bugs you've ever had. And I would pack up a note with all the bugs that said, I love you, little green. Bon appetit.
I like bugs.
You do?
Yeah.
Yummy. But Dad, what if I were a cyclops? And I just had one big gigantic eye in the middle of my head.
Middle.
And I would look you right in your gigantic eye and say, I love you, my little cyclops. And I would sing you a lullaby until your one gigantic eyelid got droopier and droopier, and it finally closed and fell fast asleep. The end.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Vamos.